Oh.
Ah!
Technology.
My wife. Let me hang up the phone. Okay, massive apologies to everybody. Do you know the two pictures at the bottom? I had to. My wife clicked on them and they added them to the screen.
So is this live? Can people see you?
Yeah, we're all live. I think.
Yes.
It says live. We've been live for 3 minutes.
We've been live. Peter, can you go on YouTube to see if people can see us? If that's possible. Yes. Peter, can you go on YouTube to see if people can see us? Okay, they're going to get rid of that. Yes. Peter, can you go on YouTube to see if right.
No, it's just replaying what we're doing.
Okay, this is really professional.
Really?
Right, that's gone. Okay, Peter, I'm going to put that into full screen. I'm going to go to comments. We got comments on the right. We got Peter the Master Hobbit. Okay. None of this started properly now. First time we've used StreamYard. Google Hangouts has completely disappeared on us. Sorry for the technical issues. We're up and running. Peter the Master Hobbit, how are you? It's back to front. There you are.
I pretty much just got home from work. Quickly grabbed dinner, ready for the live stream.
Ready for the live stream. Okay. What have you been brewing today?
Whiskey mash.
A whiskey mash.
Yeah,
really
so we started a project making whiskey and gin and stuff. So we're producing the mash for this whiskey is what we produce most of right now, actually.
Yeah.
Because we have loads of barley. So the brewery is running 24/7 almost.
Fantastic. And can you see the comments on the right?
So I can't see them, and I think that's because I opened a private chat.
Yeah, private, and then you can do comments at the top. You can open the comments up, hopefully, so you can see them. Once we get used to this whole new rigmarole, Google got rid of their own app, their own Hangouts app, where you could invite people onto the live stream, which is really ridiculous. So after that stressful moment, I'm going to open up
We're live on YouTube, right?
Yeah, right now.
Good. It was Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube, on the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Sweet.
So please, all of my followers, please check out Peter, the Master of Hobbits. Cool guy. We've gone back. Well, it'll be 10 years in January, won't it, Peter? We've kind of been doing this whole thing. You've been doing it 10 years already.
No, 10 years in December.
So you're coming up 10 years on YouTube. Probably the oldest serving YouTuber involved in beer on YouTube, yeah, right?
I think maybe at least we're still active because there were a few people before us.
Yeah, it's changed so much since then. Have you got a beer?
I was just finishing up my glass of water. I didn't even get to pick up a beer like going home from work. So I was actually thinking about mixing a gin and tonic because that's the only thing I really have. Everything else is for beer reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Such a hurry to get home. It was just like, oh shit. So that's how it goes. Oh, sorry. I cursed on your channel. I know you didn't do it. I'll do my best. Good.
I had to get a beer. I was because I was in. I took my daughter to karate lessons tonight, so I was in karate until 7:10. So I rushed home as well. Quick toilet break, and we got Hopsy, the YouTube mega icons. Yay! There we are. How's it going, Rob? Maybe if Rob's got a beer, we can invite Rob on. But you have to download this StreamYard app.
I mean, I must say, for this being a beta project, it worked really well.
I'm going to send him the link. Can you run the live stream for a little minute while I open up another window? And I'm going to send Rob Derbyshire the link. He's a really good guy. Let's see if we can get him on the live stream if he wants to.
Wow, there's a lot of comments. I'm just trying to go through. But okay, so the big thing is what it says in the title is that Simon and I are going to go to the same beer festival together, pretty much, and hang out for a weekend, which is going to be great. If you haven't heard of this festival, it's called Brewskival, and it's arranged by Brewski. I guess you know it if you're into beer. It's a very famous brewery from Sweden based in Helsingborg, which is in southern Sweden. It's pretty much right across the. If you know anything about Danish geography, you have Zealand, which is where Copenhagen is based, like on the tip, and then right next door is like Sweden, and that area is like Skåne and this kind of area, Malmö, Helsingborg, whatever, that kind of part of Sweden. And so we're going to Helsingborg. So we're meeting up for the Brewskival. I've been invited to the festival a few times. Simon has been invited to the festival a few times, but none of us have gone.
Yeah.
So this is going to be both of our first times experiencing Brewskival, which I think will be great. I've heard it's like, a lot like Mikkeler's beer celebration, just a little bit more relaxed and laid back, which sounds perfect to me. Sounds like something that'd be really nice to attend.
Absolutely cool. I'm kind of really excited by it. We got Morten on the right-hand side. Morten from Norway will be meeting us at the festival. Looking forward to finally meeting you, Morten. The Beer Hooligans tuned in. Paul Connan. We got Hopzine. Hopzine, I've sent you an invite to this very live stream. Come on, if you've got a moment, come and join us. Click the link, set up an account, come and say hello.
We got 47 live viewers right now. That's amazing.
50. It should now because we would have lost some with the whole technical issue. So it should get up to about 85, 100, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, Simon and I, the last time we met up as well was in Sweden. Was in Gothenburg.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. We met up in Gothenburg.
Or
how would you pronounce it? Gothenburg?
Göteborg.
Göteborg.
In Swedish.
Yeah,
in Swedish it's Göteborg, I think, something like that. Danish we say Göteborg.
Cool.
But yeah, Gothenburg. Well, that's where we met up last time. Simon had some Swedish traditional food he didn't like too much. Herring, which is also a Danish thing, and he had some langoustine lobster, which is a delicacy. It's great. Simon didn't like it, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna find some awesome food at Brewskival because I saw that there's also a few proper like junk foodie type things coming. So
yeah, will you do a burger video with me, Peter?
No, Simon, we should do a barbecue video because I'm hugely into barbecue and they have proper American barbecue, like smoked brisket and shit like that.
Really?
I think, yeah. Holy Smokes Barbecue is coming, which is a famous Swedish, I don't know how famous they are, but it's a good barbecue place in Sweden. Or a burger review. That could also be fun. It'd be fun to do a food review, actually.
The barbecue thing would be great. Absolutely terrific. So yeah, we've not met in, I think it was 3 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I'm looking forward to this. Peter, give us the list of beers. I mean, I think we got some people from Brewski joining the live stream tonight.
Brewski were kind enough to share this as well.
Really kind enough to share this live stream, yeah. So, who have we got? Who have we got coming?
Man, we got so the thing is, we don't have a list of beers yet, but it should be announced like really soon. They usually announce it like the week before or something like that. But I'm just looking up the list here, and it's a great list of breweries. Let's see. So, if I can find it, they used to have a long list. Well, you already mentioned one, which is Other Half. J. Wakefield.
I have the final list on my phone. Yeah, let me have a look. So this is the final. They emailed me the final list of breweries who are going to be attending next week. So that was in my emails. Let's have a look.
I'm pretty sure they put it on their page too. Here it looks like it too. Brewskival, no, that's just tickets. Oh no, here we go. So all the breweries: 18th Street Brewery from the States, Three Sons Brewing Company. That's one of the ones you also need to check out for sure, Simon. They're great. 3 Stars Brewing Company. Seventh Sun Brewing Company. This is all the States then. A Swiss brewery called Atu Tete, I think. That's what you call it. Then we got Ale Farm from Denmark.
Yeah, I know Ale Farm.
All In Brewing from Sweden. Alvarado Street Brewery from the States. They're a great brewery out of California. Amager Bryghus. You're going to get to meet the guys from Amager Bryghus. They're awesome dudes. They're going to be there as well. Angry Chair, I think you were told about this brewery as well, from the States. It's going to be their Apex Brewing Company from Sweden. A brewery called Åre Brewing Company. I don't know those. The Attic Meadery is coming. Oh, it looks like Hobson's joining. Hey, Ron's here too.
We got you on the line.
At a moment.
3 mega icons.
Can you hear me? Can't hear you.
I'm just going to carry on mentioning breweries. Attic Meadery, Be Nectar Meadery, Mikkeller Bauhaus,
There we go.
Barrier Brewing Company.
Can you hear me?
In Sweden. Yeah.
Cool.
It worked. The list is pretty massive, by the way, Simon. It's going to take a while to go through all these breweries. Do you want me to run through all of them?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just checking.
Okay, I'll just carry on then.
and Rob, Mel's my technician. I had a problem getting this whole live stream going, but we know how to do that. I seen Rob join at the bottom. I just had to click add to get him on. So, other half, you guys are well into this kind of stuff. What can we expect from other half?
Probably like 16 IPAs. No, lots of IPAs. They also make other beers, but when I visited the brewery last summer, we went to the tap room and it's like 20 taps and 16 of the beers were IPAs. So, but you know, that's their thing. That's what they became famous for. And they make some great IPAs. But I think we could expect other stuff for sure. Probably some of the collabs they've done. I know they did one recently with Omnipollo called, I think it was Cookie Cooks, like one of those kind of pastry stuff.
Yeah.
I had that at Cloudwater Friends and Family. It's my first beer, 15%.
Then you're
It was a
going.
long day.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, for me, other half, I think the stronger ones are better than the kind of the weaker ones. I think the double and triple IPAs are better than the kind of the like 7%. I think they're a bit mediocre around that.
I've actually only
But
had
yeah,
their,
the big ones are really good.
I've only had their double and triple IPAs. So,
Of course, that's what they bring to Copenhagen. That's why.
and then also when I visited the breweries, we tried double IPAs and then like also the 4 different beers that were not IPAs. It was like some sours and some stouts. But it seems like that's one of the breweries you're quite excited about, Simon.
I got a comment. I got to read this comment for you guys. Rob, have you got the comments up on the right-hand side?
Not at the moment. I'm on my phone, so I might not be able to get it.
So we got Luke, 1989, saying, 3 legends of the beer scene. I learned virtually everything I know about craft beer from watching your videos. Stone it grows to us. Brilliant. It's nice to have you on, guys. It's been a long time since we've done anything like this. I think we should do it a lot more often. I think we should do maybe once a month, or something. But we always say that, we never do it, do we? It's always busy life.
Yeah, that's true. We used to do these quite often, I remember, on different channels. And then back in the day, I remember it was big for also just doing like beer reviews with YouTubers, just beer tubers around the world, where you did like Skype beer reviews and stuff.
Skype, yeah. Recording on Skype.
Yes, in super shitty quality. And bad sound and all this. But it was fun because you got to talk to the community and the other beer tubers.
Yeah, absolutely.
But these kind of chats are usually quite fun.
Yeah, and I think 3 is a nice number. 3, because when it goes, I mean, after a few beers, you have about 5 or 6 people on. It gets a bit mad. Exactly that. Now, Imperial Stout, one of my favourite style of beer. What can we expect Imperial Stout wise from these wonderful breweries?
I think you can expect everything from classical stuff, like just Imperial Stout, to your barrel-aged Imperial Stouts. But I think there's going to be quite a lot of pastry stout. So, or maybe not necessarily pastry, but Imperial Stout with adjuncts. Like, if you've never had like some of the really crazy adjunct-heavy pastry stouts, or as they say in the States, the like Florida pastry water or whatever, like pastry works. Weird nickname.
I think they've made some pastry stouts, have they? Dukes.
Yeah, they make a few as well.
I'm sure all of that stuff, only a couple of years ago, mine. And Omnipollo, I've had a few Omnipolos a few years ago as well, but not for a long time. Are they still them thick, gloopy engine stouts from Omnipollo?
It varies. Like there's so much variation. They're doing so much stuff right now. But I think the last like really crazy thing they did was the one I reviewed, which was blueberry maple syrup pancake goza.
Blimey.
It was like imperialized, and it was used with, I can't, Hinnock wrote me how many blueberries they put in, but they sent me a can, and the beer was like purple, and they poured like super thick. It was crazy. And then like sour with like hints of maple syrup and whatnot. So they still do like, the out there stuff, but other than that, I think they've done a lot of different things. They've also moved a bit away from using flavorings, because some of their newer beers they've started to use like just real ingredients. And they've started to use making them like they make a fucking great lager now as well, which is awesome.
Brilliant. We got somebody saying, is it in Helsingborg? I think it is, isn't it?
It is. It is. Next weekend, Helsingborg, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 1 till 8 o'clock.
So I'm getting in on the 22nd of which is a Thursday. We're going to meet at the airport. So we got people. Eric Johnson saying, when you arrive in, thinking of coming on Saturday. Come on Saturday, come and say hi. I want to bring Rob in a bit more onto this. Rob, some of the you mentioned earlier on, there's some new, or not new, but there's some American breweries that we haven't heard of, or we haven't had a chance to try in the UK.
I think something went wrong on his end.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
he'll come back. I'm sure Rob will come back. He'll message me if you've got a problem. He's gone to Australia by the looks of things.
Things are upside down all of a sudden.
So yeah, there's some American breweries that have come in that I've not tried. Rob's not tried. Have you you've been to America a few times, Peter? Have you tried some of these American beers?
Tried? Sorry, what?
Some of these American breweries, the ones that on the list that are new to maybe the Western world.
I mean, there's a few breweries I've never heard of from the States. Lupulin Brewing Company, I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
There's a Mongolian craft brewery coming.
Is there?
Yes.
Right.
Called Masala Craft Brewery. What? That's so cool. Loads of stuff from Sweden. Let's see. There's a few American. I think I know a lot of them, but okay. Proclamation Ale from the States. Never heard of them either. So I think there's a good mix. Probably a lot of upcoming breweries and things like that. But yeah, I saw a lot of breweries actually. It's more than I thought initially. So.
Yeah, there's an awful lot. So we've got Mongolian breweries, Swedish breweries. We've got any from Denmark, from where you're from?
Yeah, of course. As I said, Ale Farm was mentioned. War Pigs, some of the different Mikkeller breweries are coming. I'd imagine Dry and Bitter would be coming. Nah, I don't see them.
Pretty good.
Yeah, the Gamma Brewing is coming. They're probably the ones that make the best IPA in Denmark at the moment, I think.
Really? Let's hope that what's that called? Let's hope we can get some.
It's called Gamma Brewing, but they make like, a lot of breweries that are like new IPAs all the time. One of the more famous ones I think was called Blow Pop, and what else? I can't remember all of them. There's loads. So, but yeah, those guys are great. And I saw Beer Here is coming, so I really hope we can get to try some Penillen if they're coming.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, but Penillen. So you remember Beer Here, right, from the past?
Yeah, yeah. Are they still going?
Yeah, he's going to be there. He actually, when he was brewing beer here back in the day, he was contract brewing it at the brewery I work at now. But he opened his own facility a couple of years ago with his wife, where she opened I guess they opened it together, but that's kind of like her thing, a different brewery. And like it's almost kind of like that's the brewery, and then he contract brews his stuff there. I mean, if you go there, it's Penillen, as it's known, as advertised. And it's a brewery that only does barrel-aged beer. Every beer they do has been aged in barrels.
Brilliant.
And it took like 3 or 4 years for them to release the first beers, which is pretty incredible. But what I've had is fantastic. I think they're going. I'm not entirely sure. I hope so. I saw Beer Here attending, so I guess maybe they'll sneak some in because I can't really find them on the list.
We got Rob back. Can you
Hey.
hear me?
Yeah, I am back. The headphones aren't working for some weird reason. Yeah,
Sorry to
you sounded like robots before.
Right. Rob, I was asking you, but when it was breaking up, I was asking you a question. We spoke earlier about this beer list. I've asked Peter the same question. Well, I asked you, broke off, asked Peter, so I'll come back to you. There's some American breweries on the list that we haven't seen here in the UK.
Yeah.
Lupulin Brewery.
Yeah, from looking at that list, obviously Angry Chair. I mean, that's the one that I'd be excited about trying. I think I might have had one in Copenhagen, maybe two. I can't remember.
Right.
It's a lot of beer. And
Angry Chair is pretty great.
we've had we've had Jay Wakefield over for, and we Cloudwater as well. So Jay Wakefield's been over, and the half have been over a bunch of times, and Finback are been quite readily available on and off throughout the year. So kind of you see those guys, but I'm quite curious, and this is one thing that's been informed by watching what Johnny and Brad have done over in Florida. I didn't realise there's a bunch of breweries from Florida which are doing Florida Vice. There's like Green Bench, Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and Second Sun. Seen as the kind of the originators of the Florida Vice, so that's quite. And I'm sure that's why they've been involved, because
but
it's kind of clearly offerings.
It's also because Brewski has some production made in Tampa, Florida, for the American market.
Oh,
so I think that's also how they kind of know some of these people, and also through festivals. But I tried. I met them, Marcus, at Mikkeller Beer Celebration, or actually before the celebration at War Pigs, and he shared one of the cans of beers that he had made over there, which was a like New England guava IPA, or was it a sour? It might have been like a Florida Berliner Weisse. I just remember it was like a guava bomb. It was with pink guava. It was really nice. But I think that might be why. Because
I'm drinking a Vice. What's a Florida Vice? Never heard of this style.
Go ahead, Rob.
You've got to watch what Johnny and Brad have been producing on their channel.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear it from you.
I'd not heard of it. So it's kind of
I think
Berliner Weiss, fruit to Berliner Weiss,
but like crazy fruit,
kind of indigenous fruits.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Like guava, mangoes, things of that nature.
I was going to ask a question. Going back to did you say Angry Chair? They were called.
Yeah.
Angry Chair.
Yeah.
Are they the upcoming thing then? Are they like the half Trillium Angry Chair, like the next kind of Trillium, or?
I don't think they're upcoming. They've been up for a while. The same with like other Japanese guys.
Right.
But what they're quite famous for, which put them on the map, is like these huge, thick, gloopy imperial stouts with adjuncts. I've had like one of the most famous ones is called German chocolate cupcake, and it tastes literally like a German chocolate cupcake in stout form. Like, I know you have a sweet tooth and stuff like that, Simon. I think you're going to be really like in for a treat. I'm just really excited about walking around with you, sharing a lot of these beers, because your mind is going to be blown to pieces. There's going to be so much beer that's going to be so good. And as people also talked about in the comments, now we're praising so much American breweries. There's also loads of great Swedish breweries coming. People mentioned Apex, which is a new one up and coming, which is doing really well. Of course, OO is going to be there. Omni Pollo, a newer project from Gothenburg, Wizard Brewing. They do amazing Berliner Weisses, super fruited. There's a few great Swedish brewers. There's classic breweries as well. What did you say, Rob?
Yeah, we've got two beers from Wizard over here at the moment in the weird little slim cans.
Yeah, the energy
Berliner Weiss and hazelnut imperial stout.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't had any of the stouts yet, but the sours have been really good. But yeah, also classic Swedish breweries. Närke is coming, which is famous classic. They had one of the first like big whales with the Kagen Stormarks porter. And then there we got something like Nynäshamns, which is a famous old school brewery that produces like one of the best Swedish barley wines called Bötet, and they do like many variations in barrels. And Johan, you remember Johan?
Yeah. Hopefully,
He does that stuff in the past. So those are some of the guys coming brewing like also classic great Swedish beer. There's loads. I think it's just looking at that list, it's definitely up there in terms of great breweries. And we've got another comment also about the beer scene in Scandinavia. If it's big, yeah, it's pretty good.
fabulous. This is the
Not
first
much British stuff, oddly.
Go on, Rob.
Much British stuff.
What?
A hell of a lot. Considering what you normally expect from festivals, not many British breweries. I guess the one that I don't know if Peter's heard of, we actually should both try because it's probably a great opportunity for Sam to try it. It's a brewery called Vault City, which are from up in kind of around Glasgow, up in Scotland.
Oh.
What are they called again?
Primarily sours. Very sought after. I mean, you essentially can buy it about 3 shops in Glasgow, and that's it. They brew on a very small scale.
Old City.
Vault City, yeah.
Vault City. Ah.
Vault.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. I've never heard of them.
Yeah, really small, but they're one of the breweries that are making a name on the festival circuit because there's such a small capacity for their brewery. I mean, it's a couple of barrels. I mean, it's big homebrew effectively, but but the primary pretty much all sours and fruited sours, but they're definitely worth seeking out.
This is quite funny. I'm just reading the comments and people are talking about stuff, and people is asking us about like some macro, not so great beers if that they're being poured. People asking if we've ever had a golden Tuborg Gold.
I shouldn't laugh, but yeah, why not?
Yeah, I have had it. It's okay. It's a macro beer, but it's not as great though. What?
Have you had Tuborg Gold?
Of course. In Danish, it has a nickname. It's called the Golden Lady.
Ah, right. What was I going to say? I was going to mention something. I'm going back to Angry Chair because it's really, really interested me because I was asked a question by Johnny from the Craft Beer channel about adjuncts in beer, and we both were in agreement. As long as it's done correctly, as long as it's done right, then it deserves its place in beer. When it's overdone, like it sometimes is, I made a video. It'd be nice actually to talk to you guys about it. Maybe I was persuaded a little bit by a senior-ish beer writer in the UK. We were sitting in Poland a couple of months ago. We were drinking lagers, which had like 2 kilos of mango thrown in. So they were like it was like almost like purified mango. And we got into the argument of, and I went on his knowledge of, because I got no clue about wine. I went on his knowledge of wine, and he said, "This is more." And I'm sure you won't mind, Mr. Zetophile, Martin Cornell. Is it Martin Cornell, Peter? No. So we got into, I went on this knowledge of I don't know too much about wine, so I just took his word for it. He said this is more of a fruit wine than a craft beer. So the next time I had one of these big kind of like fruited adjuncty beers, it was the Northern Monk video I put out. Is this a craft beer or a fruit wine? There was like loads of comments. Mostly people kind of saying, yeah, it could be kind of overdone, and there's a lot of people saying, yeah, but it's still a beer. What's your? Let's start with Rob on that one. What's your kind of like? Because we had a little conversation on Facebook about this. Where do you think people kind of?
And beer's not. But I get his point. I mean, badly made point. I've got to say, I all respect Mike Cornell, but I mean, badly made point. I mean, it's fruit. You could say it's a fruit beer. Yeah, it's fruit beer. But I guess it's because historically there is a name given to a beer that has fruit added to it because it's the traditions in Belgium. But when you start adding kind of other flavourings which aren't traditionally added to beer, then you can't easily classify it. So maybe those older schools of thought struggle with that. It's not fruit. It's a fruited beer. It was brewed as a lager. If that's a lager, mango lager. Did you say?
The Northern Monk.
So anyway,
I think.
yeah. So essentially, the beer put a load of flavoured it with a load of fruit, but when it finished the brew process, it was a beer. So it is a beer. They've just added a load of fruit to it. I mean, the week I had a beer from Westbrook, which was maybe like s'mores. It was called Gates of S'more Door. It was beautiful. It was ridiculous, but then beer can be fun. Beer can be. I mean, I'm just drinking kind of beer that's not got anything else in it, but a lot of people would probably say it's a little bit obtuse for a lot of tastes. But you know what I mean? Beer can be fun. Beer can be just normal and everyday, but it can be for all occasions.
Yeah.
I think it's just a little bit fucking grumpy of him.
I was
not
by
fruit wine because it's not wine. Just wine.
Yeah.
Right.
What I'll do, Peter, I'll send you the link to this blog on Facebook. Have a read of it.
But the rest of the blog, the Reddit, which after he got that beer out of his pocket, he was actually really complimentary about the whole kind of festival and stuff.
Yeah. Well, what's your take when you like pour a beer out and it looks and feels much more like a juice, like loads. It almost looks like mango juice or orange juice in the glass. And what's your kind of take on really heavily done adjuncty kind of like beers? What's your thing with it?
I mean, it has its place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be around. I think it's a lot of things. So, first of all, I'm on board with Rob. It's like beer can be fun. Beer doesn't have to be serious. I think Jaeger from Evil Twin made a great quote about it a while back, where he said like that he likes. Brewers should treat beer more like how chefs treat cooking, and like be more open-minded with it. And I think that's a very good statement. Of course, it's a beer if it's made with water, barley, malt, and hops and yeast. Then it's a beer by classification. Then you can that's why we have all these subgenres and sub-styles to classify things in the beer world. So, okay, this doesn't taste what you think of as a beer, but this is a fruit beer, or this is a New England IPA, or whatever. But there's also a point what I think he's trying to make is because it's getting so because the brewery beer scene right now is quite saturated, and people keep on trying to reinvent and do the new thing, make the next New England IPA. So some of the times it seems like some breweries are not making a new effort with a new kind of beer to actually, brew something they're passionate about and push boundaries. They're doing it to follow trends or clickbait, kind of like the clickbait nature of the internet. It seems like it's a mixture of both, kind of a little bit, because like craft beer was all about in the beginning about being against the masses and producing something different, kind of being a counterculture to beer, the house culture that was already there with all the macros, pushing against that. And it still is, but because it's just gone so far now, I think some people think it's gone too far. I personally don't have a problem with it. I drink pastry stouts, I drink heavily fruited Berliner Weisses, whatever, but at the end of the day, so I'm drinking water right now, but what I would crack right now wouldn't be one of those beers after a long day of work. It would be a cold Pilsner, like just a beer to sip on and enjoy that just tastes like a beer. I think there's room for all of it. There's room for that kind of beer. I think there's, after a long days of work, there's room for a beer that's crazy and tasty and outgoing with all kinds of weird whatever things. At the end of the day, I think people sometimes also take it a bit too seriously because it is just beer. But it's because it's passionate people who are in the industry, and that's how it goes. Yeah. And so it's a mixture of many things, and I can see the different facets and opinions. But for me, I'm not too bothered about it. I drink both. I mean, it looks like you're pouring something that's a little bit hazy and juicy. No, I don't know.
Well,
can.
This is from
tropical deluxe.
Do you remember Howling Hops, Peter? There's the reason why I got it.
Oh yeah, I do.
And they were brewing in the pub.
Absolutely, yeah. They're not in that basement of that pub anymore.
Ah, okay.
They've got massive tanks, like a massive tank bar in London now. Have you Googled them?
No, I haven't kept up with them and what they're doing at all in a long time.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oddly, me and Peter went to, I guess, the birthplace of Howley Hops, which is the Cock Tavern in Hackney Wick. You could barely stand upright. The brew is tiny. The guy who was the brewer at that point, Ed, he's actually he's in soft drinks now.
Oh.
He started a company called Square Mile, so he makes soft drinks.
Cool.
But he does collaborations with breweries.
Wow, amazing.
They're really good, actually.
Simon, do I like Fallon Fall Brewery? It's a type of beer you find in Tesco's. It's what is it called? Double Dragon Ale. Have you seen that one, Rob? Fallon Fall Brewery, Double Dragon.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think it was the first canned beer in the world. I think it's a world record.
Really?
Yeah, West Wales, Fallon Fall Brewery. It was done a long time ago, but they were the first people to put beer in a can. I think maybe you guys should Google it while I'm.
They were. I mean, they've been around for a long time. Yeah, one of the kind of like early days of the camera.
Absolutely. What next subject? I suppose we covered that. Well, yeah, IPAs, double IPAs.
Actually, Simon, Camden, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Which I'm really intrigued about. So you've got this stall at the festival.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
I don't know.
What are you going to be doing?
I don't know.
It's like
it's a surprise. I have a stall there. It's going to have.
Are you pouring beers? Are you signing autographs? Are you handing out handies? I don't know what you mean.
Maybe kind of like selfie things, to say hi, have a selfie. This is new for me. I've never been to a festival before. I've got my own stand.
I think you're going to be serving Stone the Crows.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of Stone the Crow. I have emailed them and they said they're going to surprise me with it. It's going to be Stone the Crows there. So if Marcus is watching, hello. If Helen's watching, hello. How are we doing? I think, though, there was talk of one of the afternoons, maybe they had a runner. So I'd set up my camera, save me running around. I think they were going to have a runner where I would set up base, and then they would go and get bring brewers over and bring the beers over to do reviews with me. That was another discussion.
Yeah.
But I'm easy with them. I love going on stage, and I love all that. I gotta be honest. I just thrive on it. I really enjoy it. So I should be okay. I like to be a professional clown.
From what I've seen, I mean, it's very much like a busy festival floor, really. But I don't know.
I think the stand is right in the middle as well. It's right in the center.
Yeah, I know. I think Northern Monk went last year, so I saw some friends kind of like photographs from it and stuff. I think they were doing the whole. Do you know Gary's project? Do the kind of? Do you know the what is it? The kind of sangria bottle thing.
Yeah.
Like pour it from I don't know if Gary's there. Are Gary's there this year?
I haven't got the list. I don't have the list. I'm not sure. Maybe
doing the ridiculous sangria bottle. That'd be ace.
It's ace because you can drink. Have you tried it, Peter? The sangria.
When I was at All In Beer Festival last year, they were doing it, and it was like, "Yeah, Peter, come drink like this." And then you're standing there, and they pour it super high, and it's like you're standing.
Yeah.
It was quite fun.
It's perfect though because it's enough to swallow. It's enough to swallow and take your breath, and then go. It looks like there's like tons going in, but there's enough to swallow, take a breath, and you could down.
Let's find out.
Yeah, take the whole thing down.
Let's find want to see the video footage of you. I mean, clearly you've got it sussed out in your mind, the technique of how you do it. See how much goes down your front.
I got a video on Instagram somewhere. I think it was in Bergen 2 years ago. I was doing it with there was Garage Beer.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know who Garage Beer were back then. This is embarrassing because hopefully they don't see this video. So I went around clockwise over 2 days. I went around all of the breweries, and they were on the very end. And I went all the way around, and I ran out of time, and it was them next. And they were like one of the most famous breweries there. And they were like at the end in the after party, "Why didn't you come to us?" And I was like, "I just ran out of time. I just ran out of time." And I should have went there first.
Yeah, they do really good beer.
I prefer the soup over the double IPA soup. I prefer the first one.
Oh, it's much better than soup. Much better.
Well, the first one, the original soup.
Oh, there's loads. I mean, there's loads of. We've got like at my local shop, got maybe like 6
different soups,
different cans from the garage. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So, do you get it over in Denmark?
Yeah, on occasion.
Yeah.
The last one I had was like a Citra double IPA, but I forgot the name.
Yeah, there's a bunch of collabs knocking around at the moment. Temescal, they did one with Temescal, they did one with Cloud Water, did one with Verdun. Can't remember who else. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's great. It's a great little brew pub. I don't think they brew at the bar anymore. I mean, I think there is a little. That's where the original brewery. I think they brew out of town now, just because of volume. But it's a cracking little bar in Barcelona.
Oh yeah. The brewery there. Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Like tap a cask. Well, usually tap a cask on the bar on a Friday, around like finishing work time, 5 o'clock. Tap a cask in the boiling hot Barcelona sun.
I'm gonna need. This is my work in progress. The when I do my live streams, I need to sort of proper light out. I got these rope lights, and they're no good. It's making a mess of it, isn't it?
It's because the light's behind you. You need light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, change the conservatory lights pink. That's better. It goes.
Looks like you're on.
Do you have other online video channels since the light is pink, or what's going on?
Let me turn it red.
It's a very British reference, but I think Simon and some of his subscribers will understand Babe Station.
Yeah. I understand Babe Station. I know that. Past 10 o'clock.
We got a load of comments, by the way.
Okay, go on, Peter.
So I'm just gonna. They're hoping. Well, Jenkins says that you have a stall, and that he hopes that you're not going to be doing cooking.
Have you seen my burger video, Rob?
Yes.
I tried to do a burger show with burger, but you know where they flipped.
Well, I appreciate your effort.
Oh, what happened?
You just using the griddle pan. That's why.
Because I seen them, you know the episode where they put a cheese on it and it's looking amazing. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna flip.
No one can do it unless you got a flat plate.
Right.
Can't even do it.
It looks so
One of
good.
those things.
Go ahead, Rob.
See, Peter makes lovely food as well, so he cooks wonderful meat as well.
You should show us.
I was checking out his wings this weekend.
Or sweet. But no, just a quick tip on the burger, Simon. When it's almost done being grilled, put your cheese on, and if you have some tin foil or a pan or whatever that can just go on top of the pan, it will trap some of the heat and it will melt, and then you get melted cheese.
It makes perfect sense now. It makes perfect sense. Like I
mean, a lot of time to do with things. You use a colosh and a flat plate. They'll squirt a bit of water in, won't they?
Yeah.
Steam it.
Yep, that works.
There was no heat. People were saying because I put the cheese on it, took the heat away from the chili. But honestly, there was no heat in them burgers at all. They were meant to be ghost. What are they called?
Scotch bonnet, right? I think that's what.
See, one of my favourite videos that Peter's ever done is him and I forgot his name. Where you eat the chilies. I want to see Simon do that as well.
Oh, where I eat a Carolina Reaper and review a beer, and I'm like dying.
You mate, I forgot his name. Yeah.
That could be good.
Actually, becoming delirious.
We're going into that season where I don't want to get too technical, but we're going into kind of prime YouTube season now for Christmas. It's where supposedly you're meant to post your biggest videos of the year, save them all for the last 3 months. It's where all the Coca-Colas come in, advertise for Christmas. So it's big. They got a gaming season or whatever on YouTube. So you keep your best videos for the last 3 months of the year. So I'm going to do the Devil's Toe, the Devil's Toe, which is a chili sweet. I'm going to do the one chip challenge, and I'm going to get some of the ghost peppers, and maybe Peter, if it's possible, maybe we could do it in Sweden, and I'll save the video.
Fuck that! I'm not doing that.
Maybe, and then
I was
doing it together.
I'm doing that away from home.
Let me tell you, when you eat a
you know
whole,
about all burgers from Sweden.
he means when we're going to Sweden, then we bring a chili and then we eat it. I think that's what he means.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Or surströmming. We'll do a surströmming video or something like that.
I think I'd rather eat surströmming again than a Carolina Reaper, because at least like the problem with the heat is crazy, and it's like you become delirious and you're just pretty much
really
no person. And the problem is like, okay, then you eat it and then it subsides for a bit, but then your stomach is just destroyed. I woke up with like stomach cramps in the middle of the night. I had to call in sick from work the other day. I couldn't move. I didn't sleep all night. My stomach was just aching like crazy. It was horrible. And then the toilet, well, Johnny Cash song, it was.
I put the roll in the fridge the night before.
What?
Put the toilet roll in the fridge. Nice. I'd love to see you do some of this stuff, Rob. I really would love to see some of them, like one chip challenge. Have you seen Philip Schofield on the one on YouTube? Eat the one chip challenge, and it's nuts. I'd love to. I reckon it'd just be good to watch. Like some of these. Apparently, if I go to some Chinese cash and carries, that's what I was looking for. You can find these really hot noodle pots. Somebody sent a link for the name for them. Maybe we could do a live stream. You go to your local cash and carry Chinese, and I'll get one, and we do like a live stream, just eating these crazy noodles or something. Do you fancy that for a laugh?
Maybe.
I prefer to enjoy myself watching your agony, whilst I'm not experiencing that personally.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Have we got any more comments, Peter?
Yeah. So a question: is Wylam any good? They're coming.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was there 2 weeks ago. Went up to the brewery. Yeah, Wylam, great. Depends which beers they've got on. Not sure. Is there a beer list knocking around?
Not yet. But
yeah.
Great.
They're I didn't like they've done a triple fruit. Everything's triple fruited at the moment in the UK. They did a triple fruited IPA, and I didn't care for that, to be honest. But I think they're if 6 was 9, which is a wheat IPA, that was nice. I had a couple of weeks ago. They've just released a bunch of new beers as well. So yeah, Wylam are great. I mean, if depending on who's there, they kind of Wylam appear like a 1970s rock band. They're a force of nature. They're ace. The good company. There's lots of kind of like beards and long hair.
So do you know at this festival, will it be the actual brewers pouring and the actual people from the brewery, or would it be they have staff and staff pour?
The brewers are there and they pour themselves. Of course, they have volunteers and stuff helping out, so they don't have to spend the entire festival just pouring beer. But I think it's a lot like Mickler's Beer Festival, where the brewers are there. You can get to talk to them about the beers and whatnot.
Amazing. Wylam came to Cardiff about 2 years ago, and I had to work. It was a Wednesday afternoon. They were like, "Please come to Cardiff." And I said, I have to go to work. I'm really, really sorry. I didn't have a chance to see them. So probably one of the first people I go to see at the Brewski Festival will be Wylam. Just say, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Probably quicker to go to Sweden than it is to go to Newcastle.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably for you. Probably is.
Okay.
7 hours.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just more
So,
comments.
Peter, we're gonna both land at the same time. You don't have to fly because you live in Denmark anyway. So you're gonna get to Copenhagen. I'm gonna get to. You'll be able to check details, won't you, from Cardiff, from Amsterdam to Copenhagen.
Okay.
So you'll be able to check when I'm exactly coming, if it's delayed or whatever. And Peter's gonna take me around some bars in Copenhagen, Rob.
Oh, nice.
Never.
We have a few hours to kill before the train, so yeah, we have a few hours to kill before the train to Helsingborg, and very close to the central train station is the original beer scene of more popular beer scene of Copenhagen in terms of bars. So War Pigs is there, the old Mikkeller bar, Famine yeah, loads of different things. So
You can't go wrong. If you do like Victoria, War Pigs, Fermentoren, that's like you stamped your Copenhagen beer card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one for the viewers and me, of course. Is it the same as Norway and Sweden, where it's like £15, £10, £50 a pint, or is it slightly cheaper?
It's a little cheaper than Norway, but still definitely more expensive than the UK. It's
okay.
Not that much more. It's not anymore.
Oh, okay.
One thing that always caught me out, especially at World Beats, was the whole the beer dictated the measure. So like if you want a double IPA, they give you like the big measure, and it's like okay.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the big glass.
I mean,
the small glass.
Famine is usually quite cheap on the beers compared to a lot of the other places. Right. But War Pigs is often like, I think it's at like £8-9 for a beer.
Yeah, pretty much. 7 to 9, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, around the 70 Danish crown mark is usually the average price for a big glass of craft beer in Denmark. I mean, that's what most bars and stuff sell their stuff for.
I'll probably just use my card, like I do in Poland. I just tap my card on. There's no charge in Poland, no charge at all.
Yeah, you should just bring the card, use your card. It's much easier than having to exchange cash.
Yeah,
I never do that anymore.
Yeah,
it's not real money if you just use your card. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So you have
drink 12 hours. They're like happy beep and give away.
Stick it on the never never. I want to just interrupt this live feed just to say, please, guys, who's watching, subscribe to the Master Hobbits, subscribe to Hopsy, both absolute legends in the beer scene. Good friends of mine. I think we go past. What is it like? Like some people would maybe say that we're rival channels. I would say absolute friends, bloody good friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I just checked earlier. And Peter was saying 10 years. I'm 9 years.
9
I'm quite curious when my 10th year rolls around.
It's amazing because this story is really, really strange because Peter started his in December and I started in January. But it's one of these where I just did it by accident. I was watching phone reviews and had a beer in my hand, and I thought, oh, that's quite a good day. I watched JJ Davin was my first ever beer review I watched, and That's a really nice idea. And I started. And then with a month or two, me and Peter started talking. And then, of course, started talking to Rob. And the whole thing just kind of like escalated, didn't it? But 10 years.
You need to jump on Jodie's live streams on a Saturday night.
It would be cool. It would be cool. Because Bikes, Beer and Barbecue. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, Max Innocent goes on there as well. Yeah, I sent him a message once. I have no fucking idea why. But I was like, you're the reason why I've been doing this for like 9 years.
You got involved by another beer review, didn't you? You was it Star Proud, Max Star or something?
No, Max. I think I probably started before Max started. But
yeah, you did.
He was,
I think so.
Kind of inspiration, I guess. For what I kind of aspired to do in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was Zach Avery, definitely Zach Avery, Max Henderson, and Joe D. They were the kind of ones out, and Peter I was probably watching.
And El Harlock.
I don't think I was watching Lee before I started.
He was the first review I found, I think.
Yeah, he's uncomfortable with that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
He doesn't like to
with
Godfather beer tube. No, he says there was someone before him.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing that we all had inspiration from other people. Mine was JJ Dave and yours was Al Harlock. Who's was your Rob? Did you say? Zach Avery.
Probably Zach Avery. Yeah.
I met Zach once in London, and I was starstruck, completely starstruck. He had this like waistcoat on with like this funny tie cravat. He had a cravat on, and I went up to him and I was like, "You're the man," type of thing, you know. Like I didn't have a phone, so I just said, "Let me have your autograph or selfie or whatever." Back in the day, and yeah, he was kind of the main kind of guy. Yeah, I think he was the first one to do Pliny the Elder in the UK. I think.
Yeah. I actually read something today about. I mean, there was a renowned writers in the UK called Bauck and Bailey. They've written something about the Leeds beer scene, my kind of local city, and Zach kind of like talks about that. And he says he does mention I have been accused by a bunch of people of starting the whole YouTube beer review like trend. So
who's that?
People. Yeah. That's what he said. Some people have accused him of doing, like, starting it. He's one of the early ones, yeah.
Absolutely. I think Chad was very early as well. Very early.
Yeah,
2009?
I think he was before us.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, I said I'm 2009.
Yeah.
2009.
2009. Yeah. And now, this
I don't when he started his channel.
What?
Thinking, well, I always question if you were legal. They should be legally drinking at the point when you started channel.
I look like I'm 15 or something like that.
His floppy hair.
I was only 19, by the way. I was only 19, but in Denmark you're legally allowed to drink alcohol when you turn 16. So
yeah.
Quite common here. So, but I remember so many people like commenting in the beginning, "Are you even old enough to drink?" So, yes, I'm from Denmark, and here we can drink when we are 16 years old. With my weird Danish accent, but yeah, that's a long time ago. Those old videos and whatnot. Time flies.
I can see. Yeah, just somebody's asking if I can see the comments. Yes, I can see the comments. I'm just not very good at concentrating on too many things at once, like these guys in the comments. So I'll do my very best to answer the comments. Keep them rolling.
We got a comment about the Wylam stuff. They're asking about more breweries if we like Ale Farm, for example, if they're good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've had some Ale Farm stuff.
I shared one with you.
We had a bunch of cans in it from Ale Farm, and I was a bit disappointed. I think we had a lot of their like pale beers, their IPAs. And
it's been a little bit like this with some of the IPAs, like up and down. But Simon and I shared a bottle of some of the original Ale Farm stuff when Andreas was still involved. The sour, the cherry sour, in Sweden.
Yes, that's right. In Sweden, that was it. Yes, of course.
Had a
Nice
coffee
brewery.
stout from them.
What?
Good. I had a coffee stout from them, which was really good.
Nice.
Can't
Yeah, they're good. Worth checking out for sure. And then they also mentioned Dry and Bitter Brewing. I didn't see them on the list, but I take it they're coming. But they're also quite nice. They're doing loads of different stuff. Another great brewery from Copenhagen. I don't know. Have you had it? You guys had any Dry and Bitter?
Yeah. Soren did a lot of work in the UK. He was working as a consultant for a lot of breweries. So yeah, we get him on and off. Very much that kind of like they'll do sours, they'll do IPAs, they'll do bits and bats. Yeah, they cover all the expected styles.
Yeah.
But he owns Fermentorum, doesn't he?
Yeah, they own Fermentorum and they own a dispensary, which is like more whiskey focused, but they also have like whatever 15, 20 taps of craft beer, of course. But yeah, and it started out Dry and Bitter Brewing in a shared brewery where the brew house was shared between 3 breweries, and then they had their own tanks, and then they, kind of they call it Ølkollektivet. And it's kind of a collective is a Danish term. It's kind of like a hippie thing where you live together with different families in the same house and you share expenses. A commune? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, commune. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much what it was.
You
just
live
with the brewery, but I think most of it right now is Gamma Brewing and Dry and Bitter there. I don't think Ølsnederen, they moved to their own facility. But there was those 3 guys originally, and loads of people have contracted there. And then people also mentioning Gamma Brewing. I don't know if you guys have had that. We mentioned that earlier. They're also great.
Yeah.
I got 3 quick questions for you guys. Just give a yes or no answer. Angry Brit is saying, have you ever had a weed beer?
As in cannabis?
Yeah.
Yes, but it was without THC or any of that stuff. It was just flavored with like something so it tasted like cannabis. I actually think I reviewed it on YouTube, and it was just like a shitty macro lager with a cannabis leaf on the bottle. Like
terrible cannabis lager.
Oh.
Yep, I have. So you both all have had cannabis beer. Yeah?
Another month recently did a version of Heathen, their IPA with CBD, but I think apparently it just tasted a bit shit. But I know Tasting Niche did like a proper kind of weed laced CBD and THC laced beer, and it was like a plastic bottle with a screw top on and stuff. That's some crap name. It was like called Kush or some crap. Yeah, she did it a couple of months back. So still on Tasting Niche.
I actually also
it's legal in
yeah.
So she was drinking, and she said it kind of it did the job.
She's really active at Christmas on her channel, and then I think she's really busy for the rest of the year. But I think when she has a bit of downtime, every Christmas she posts a load of videos on YouTube, and it goes quiet again for the rest of the year.
Follow her on Instagram. She's out every day. She's a modern day hedonist.
Is she?
She just spends all. I don't know how she exists, to be honest. She's not got a job, but she's spending all day just like going to brew pubs and restaurants and buying kind of like independently manufactured packets of joints. So she's living the life.
We got Red Van Man asking if we ever tried Marston's 61 Deep Pale Ale. Just a yes or a no for that one.
Nope.
I think I've really been in a supermarket or 2. And the last question was, where do you rate Delirium Red?
I haven't had that beer in years, so I don't remember. I think Delirium Tremens, or Tremens, is that how you say it? And Nuel are like classics. But I must say, I rarely drink Belgian beer anymore, except for like Lambic. I don't know, it's never been my favorite styles. Sometimes it's nice to get, like, okay, Orval I like to have once in a while, but I don't know. I that's hard. I haven't had it in so long, so I need to revisit it.
Cool. We got Pint Size watching. Hello, Mr. Pint Size. How are you doing? shall we, Ollie Hayden? I'm on Facebook with Ollie. I'm going to send Ollie the link. You have to.
I'm going to drop out because I need to eat dinner.
Sorry, Rob.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah, I'm going to have to drop out because I'm off to eat my dinner.
You're going to dash. Oh, why are we falling over yet? Oh, he's just gone. I just want to say goodbye. He's gone. Goodbye, Rob. Okay. Maybe we just give it a few more minutes talking about Brewski, and then we wrap it up. You probably haven't eaten yet, PT. You're probably really hungry.
I had gumbo. It was great.
Gumbo?
Yeah. It's Louisiana stew made from different kinds of meats and okra and the Holy Trinity, which is some different vegetables, and it's pretty fucking good. I cook a lot. So
cool. Okay. I'm gonna grab something to eat soon. I'm really hungry now. So let's just quickly talk about Brewski and maybe kind of like wrap this up. So we'll be arriving on the 22nd. For all of you lovely people who want to come and say hi to us, we're going to be arriving into Copenhagen, and we're going to have a few beers and then travel up to Helsingborg. That's it, Helsingborg. And you can all see us from Friday and Saturday, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Sunday is Hangover Day, Peter. What's Hangover Day? Have you heard about it?
I think what they're doing is that whatever beer's left over, they have on a like hangover day session where people, I think there's not as many people. It's a bit more chill. People can drink some of the leftovers and just hang out. I'm going home on Sunday, so I don't know if I'll be able to participate in the hangover event. And I also need to be ready for work on Monday. So, but we'll see.
Okay, and give me your top five. Oh, first of all, talk about your brewery and the beers you're going to bring to me on the train to try.
Someone also commented, did I hear gumbo? Yeah, I heard gumbo. That's right. No, but yeah, so I work in a brewery. We have it's a traditional kind of old school Danish brewery called Søgaards Bryghus. Simon has already reviewed a couple of our beers, but we have like a side brand, which a lot of Danish breweries has nowadays, and I think others as well, where we do a bit more modern stuff, and that's what I'm bringing beer from. So I'm bringing you my New England IPA, which has become a household staple now at the brewery. We brew it almost as often as our two best-selling old school beers, which is awesome to see. And then I'm bringing a Pilsner. The New England IPA is called Flight of Icarus. Then I'm bringing a Pilsner, traditional North German, called Pils Not Dead, instead of Punks Not Dead. So it's a Pilsner. And then an Imperial Stout with chocolate, vanilla, coffee, and cinnamon called Mexican Standoff.
Wow.
And possibly also a West Coast IPA called Kickstarter, and possibly also a new beer I've been working on called Orion. But it depends on if it's ready. So we'll see.
Okay.
But a few beers to try.
We're going to review all of these beers on the train. They're proper train beers. Your top five breweries that you're going to be looking forward to trying at Brewski Festival, Peter?
Can I just say all of them?
Yeah.
I really can't pick. It's so hard. I'll just sling some random ones. I kind of need to see the list, I guess. But that's so hard. Transient artisan ales. You did a video talking about Kentucky a few years ago at Bergen Beer Fest.
Oh yes, Transient. Yeah,
they're coming. They're great.
Amazing beer.
And they were at Mikkeler's Beer Festival, but like they're not that hyped yet in Europe, so not many people know them. And they had some of the best barrel-aged stouts at the festival. So that's a brewery you must check out, at least in my mind. Let's see. A great Swedish brewery, new brewery, check out is Wizard Brewing. I mentioned them already. A Danish brewery, again, I'll give it to Gamma Brewing because they're really great. / Mikkeler Bauhaun if you're into the sours, because Mikkeler Bauhaun is making like amazing spontaneously fermented sours. Not Lambic, they can't call it that. It's not from Pjottenland in Belgium. What else? Bottle Logic is coming as well. How many am I on now? I don't know.
Just maybe one more.
Angry Chair. There's a lot.
Angry Chair. yeah, I'm looking forward to having your other half. Of course, maybe of course the Brewski beers. They'll definitely be on the Brewski beers. It's going to be cool, and I'm looking forward to the food as well. Some of the different, like you said, the barbecue. That should be amazing. American barbecue.
And there's also going to be the langoustine, the crayfish type thing, if you want to try that again.
No, thank you. Yeah, and the crayfish video. Peter, been absolutely fantastic to have you on.
Thanks for having me, man.
2 things I need to do. 1 is go for a pee, and 2 is to eat some food. So I'll see you on the 22nd at the train station in Copenhagen.
Yes.
And to all of the lovely people who have commented, thank you very much. If you're a fan of Peter, if you're a fan of myself, please come and say hi to us at the Brewski Beer Festival on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th of August, which is not this weekend, the next weekend. Cool.
Yep. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun hanging out again and just drinking amazing beer. I love it.
Absolutely. And eating some awesome food. Awesome.
Yeah,
food.
we're going to make a load of great content, loads of awesome videos. It's going to be great.
Okay, I'm going to press end broadcast now. I don't know when I press end broadcast, it cuts us away or it keeps us on. So just in case it cuts it all away, I'm just going to say cheers, Peter. And if it stays on, then it stays on and we have a little bit of a chat behind the scenes.
See what happens. Technology.